Shivaya Gurave Sachidanandamurtaye Nisprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome everyone. Magic Tuesday meditation. Amazing grace in the heart. It's coming back to the self, coming back to your deep inner being. It's the whole purpose of our little voyage today. I'm advertising it as a Star Trek meditation with Kundalini activation. That could mean a lot of things. Star Trek in the sense that not only are you the Starship Enterprise, but you are the entire galaxy as well, right? This deepest part of you is unified field, right? Infinite potential is there, just awaiting our dropping into the well of wellness. So that's our intention today. My favorite mantra is good feeling attracts the healing. That's the homeopathic principle at work. It's like attracts like. And just concentrate on that good feeling, and abundance comes running your way. Happiness attractor. It's like the deep actor, fractal attractor, pulling in the klim, the amazing magnetics of the goddess Lakshmi, of this divine principle that you embody. So let's just take a minute before we begin and just center, adjust your position, get comfortable. Just feel the law of comfortable space. Law of comfortable space is in operation at all times. Just take a look. You don't sit on the table when you're eating, right? It's not comfortable. So everything is in relationship to everything in a comfortable space. So we just take a minute and then make the adjustment on the inside, inner adjustment of space. Just gonna let the rippling waves of healing zither wash through you. Good feeling. We are flying through the galaxy at the speed of light. I'm thinking, but Sudama, I'm just sitting here. But actually, since you're made out of light, just about everything you're doing is happening at the speed of light. At the speed of light, there's no time, there's all time, there's infinite time, and there's infinite space. So let's go to that place. Space is the place. Astro nation of the united world of outer space. We travel the space waves. These larger waveforms of the planet, they're called dragon lines. Why do people get sick in cities? Because the dragon lines are all chopped up, right? We're sort of noshing on chopped up energy from the earth. The earth is interrupted. Earth's magnetics are not getting to you in their long wave form, which is kind of what intuition is, actually. If we align with the long waves, we can embed greater and greater frequencies, larger realities can come and align with us. But if we're all like, right, all fragmented, chopped up, living in a metal building in a city, cut off from the earth, well, folks who are getting sick these days seem to have earth magnetic issues, right? We're getting bombarded by all kinds of electromagnetics that are not that. So by going inside is perhaps the best sort of protection meditation from radioactivity, EMR, EMFs, funky stuff in the galaxy. So we're going to drop inside just for the next minute. Just stillness removes illness. Here we go. You're thinking, what do I do? Don't do anything right now. No mantra, no thoughts. You disappear. The necessary balance with all the somethingness in your life. Just a little bit of nothingness we can handle. So we're just breathing into that nothingness, delicious nothingness. You're sitting in your captain's chair. You are the mighty commander of your starship. This cosmic coincidence control center, the center of your being. You're literally shaping your universe with your gel filters. You have all sorts of bioplasmic shields, all sorts of protection devices in the brain, the mind, the heart. We want to disengage. If everybody did this, who would need any police at all, right? We would all be aligning with ourselves. Pure I amness distribution. The good feeling experience in the heart. The pure I am self. Just notice this principle. There's an entire yogic practice. It's the Who Am I meditation. You ask the question, and there's your answer. There you are. The fractal attractor, yourself. We're just going to fluff the field out, just get a little bigger, expand out a little more. There's a lot of fear out there right now. So we want to steer clear of the fear. Expand out beyond your limitations, where you think is scary, just beyond that limitation, wherever it is, just go further out. Fear is the contraction vector. It's the opposite of what we're doing. We want to expand. You're made out of space. There's no limit to you. There's no end to love. There's no end to it in this direction going in, and there's no end to it going out. So notice this interesting dynamic of embodiment. There's a centripetal force of love pulling everything in. All 100 trillion cells are like little magnets, just attracting everything you need, pulling it in. And then at the same time, in that loving, light, good feeling, parasympathetic response, relaxation, the top of your spine is pulling against it. You're driving sympathetically against your relaxation. Why? Because that's part of the rhythm. We breathe in, we breathe out. We breathe in, we breathe out. We contract, we expand. So notice that this is going on and that it's fine. There's a natural contraction and there's an expansion. So let's just bask in that glow for a minute. Noticing the breath coming in. And then there's a little infinite space there, and then the breath goes out. And another infinite space. It's as if the pendulum goes back and forth. And each time it reaches its apex, all the laws of the universe break down for a microsecond. And then it goes to the other side. All the laws break down. There you are at the center of everything, and then you breathe. And then you're at the center of everything and you breathe out. So there's this continuous reception, expansion, contraction. That's embodiment. Here you are, breathing. Centripetal, centrifugal. Literally the word centrifugal means to run away from the center. You're running from yourself at the same time you're attracting your universe. And this is the human dilemma, right? Caught in the crossfire of attraction and aversion. Embodiment itself, karma. The law of karma is pushing and pulling. Notice this. And how do we transcend these things? Come to the midline, down the middle, at the center of the deal. There's no push-pull, right? It's the divine law is aligned with neutral, positive, pure I am space. Hence, it's important to sit upright in meditation. Yesterday on Facebook Live, the camera had, well, it's still doing this and I've had to place it upright, but it was sort of like the movie Sideways. It wasn't quite right. So, but this time we have the axis straight down the middle. This keeps us from being pulled to starboard, or in this case to port, starboard, right? We're getting pulled off course, recorrecting, aligning, redesigning. That's meditation. It's coming back to this, it's like the divine law, down the middle. We mess with the law messes with us, so we just stay down the middle. And then this centripetal, centrifugal issue is less, right? You're at the still point of the spinning thing. Great poems have been written about this space. The great poet Yeats describes it even more profoundly, actually. With these gyres, these vortices. There's one that comes down from above, and there's one that comes up from the bottom. And they meet in the heart, and this huge rotating toroidal field is a function of this vortical energy that comes to this, so the center of all centers in you. We're just tuning into that. The center of all centers. Infinite potential is there. Infinite abundance is there. A good feeling that attracts the healing is there. So we park there for the next minute. Just breathe. noticing that as you sit quietly, your body starts to disappear. It's like being in the teleporter. Just sort of turn into energy and zoop, off you go. That's kind of what's going on in meditation. You're teleporting somewhere, but actually don't really need to go anywhere. But it is nice to kind of disappear on the physical level for a while. And then the mind quiets down. Go into a slower waveform. And you might think, well, last time, Sudama, you said, you got to speed up your particles. Go too slow, turn into a rock and die. We're not talking about slowing the particles down. This is more the waveform, right? It's like sleep. It generates gamma, aminobutyric acid, GABA. This starts to shut down systems in your body for you. Reticular activating system turns off the lights. So your body has this natural parasympathetic ability to literally exit and teleport into the black hole, literally, the causal body of sleep. Hence the Star Trek meditation analogies. We're going in and out of the black hole every day. If you talk to Nassim Haramein, the poet, visionary physicist, he would say it's all made of black holes. Even the electron itself, the radius of the electron evidently is the same as that of a black hole. So you could make the case that an electron is a mini black hole, spinning, a spinning thing like you, spinning, just like ricochet rabbit, right? Just wind up a certain 32-degree angle. Somehow that's how the photons do it. And when they zip at that angle, electrons literally disappear and reappear in electron shells, and all kinds of teleportation magic occurs. And this is happening in every cell of your body. So the idea of teleportation is actually a local phenomenon. So we're just noticing that we're kind of teleporting into every moment, right? Because we're actually disappearing and reappearing according to the quantum physics. So in this disappearance act, where do we go? Well, let's check it out. Let's drop in and find out. Teleporting, here we go. Just dropping inside. Inside the black hole we go. We're not going to sleep, but we're going to go inside the black hole to the pearl station. The blue pearl. The bodhicitta seed. If you like the Christian analogies, the mustard seed of the kingdom. There it is. You are the seed itself. And this fertile accumulation of blue light. Speaking of the blue light, we rub our hands together, sensitize them, breathe, a little delicious palming of the eyeballs. And you can use the palms to sort of massage them if necessary. Relaxing the eyeballs and jaw. Relaxing your brain. Relaxing your neck and shoulders. Sometimes what you see is very blue. You can bring your hands down and just feel that relaxation in the eyeballs. The blue fire of Kundalini Shakti is an accumulation of spirit power energized by the glands in the prana universe, it's the Udana prana, the ascending force. There's the circulatory and the assimilating and the in and out breath. And then there's this squeeze that goes on. It pushes the energy up the spine like a fountain. It's like I was talking about these rotating gyres that come together. There's a beautiful analogy of the raptor bird who's plunging to the earth with its beak. Some incredible speed, vortical energy. As soon as it hits the water, it creates a counter vortex and it sucks the fish up, believe it or not, right? So there's this thing going on with the geometry and the vacuum space. And that's the same principle as how we get energy from the vacuum, right? Because let's say Tesla wraps coils, copper coils, and then that spin energy sucks the energy out of the vacuum. Out of the 0 point energy comes out of that place. All the greater than unity devices are doing that. It hasn't really hit the market yet, but they do have 0 point energy accessibility in the world of electronics. But let's just say that your body is a 0 point starship, right? You are literally spinning in there, creating this sort of double vortex spot that's so hot, if you touch it in your heart, it would burn your finger kind of spot. AVSA node integration, 2 fractals that create this beautiful heart-shaped resonance fractal frequency going back to the infinite. That's the nesting of the heart wave. And this cardioid sheath expands out because feelings have shape. And so when you feel the love, the phi ratio vibration, the low phi ratio aligns all the universes, hence why love is so profound. So there you go, we just broke down love into geometries. So just feel this incredible phenomenon of geometry that you are. This nested hologram, infinite potential. So it's like, you're not just a starship, you're the entire galaxy. And let's say your thoughts are like little starships. Because his thoughts evidently travel faster than light. I don't know who measures these things, but they're evidently tachyonic. Tachyons can go faster than light. Particles that, not sure where they get the time to do that, but there's certainly infinite space. Not to be confused with the Taconic Parkway in New York State. Of course, maybe you go at the speed of light when you're going upstate, I don't know. So we're just breathing. The idea is that you're made out of light. You think in light. You think faster than light. You're made out of colors, frequencies. The universe is an explosion of colors. Especially at our level. There's rainbow spectrosity of God velocity, call it, right? Good feeling attracting the healing. Coming back to that. Let the flow run the show. Basking in the glow of the heart. You are a good feeling. Isn't it nice to be told all these wonderful things about yourself? I sure like to hear it too. Because that's what we forget to do, right? We literally forget what we are, who we are, this incredible magic that we are. Because we start remembering other stuff, right? That's not so good. So if you want to have a direct connect from the Supreme I Am Source, if there's nothing interrupting that love, that symmetry coming out of you, then all these geometries we're describing are in order, right? The geometries are messed up by whatever it is that comes in, somebody else's emotion, somebody else's jealousy, somebody else's strange idea, somebody's hurtful statements, whatever it is. You know, these rippling agitations come in and distort the deal. So let's breathe. And just remembering that you're a clear channel right from the source, right to your fingertips, right on out. Nothing coming between you and the Supreme. And if there is, clear those streams, right? Align with the truest design, right? Then you will feel fine. And your mind will be kind. It's hip-hop healing for you. Matter of fact, I'm putting together all kinds of little rhymers here. I haven't memorized them yet, but I'll read a few of them to you. When we practice meditation, we transcend limitation and go into a deeper dimension. The mystic shield, electromagnetic field, light revealed, fully healed. Inside out power, outside will cower. You are loved throughout the universe. Undo it, expand, and move through it. You can do it. Flow through it. Let the flow run the show. If you're confused, there's nothing to lose. There's no disaster if you're the master. The part that's watching you be you is looking back at you. God is you, completely true through and through. Dive deep and label it so you're not afraid of it. Anything you're projecting out, look inside for what it's all about. No struggle. Feel the snuggle. At one with it all, great and small. Stand up straight and tall. The bliss of your inner miss. That's how it has to be for you to be you and me to be me. Bask in the glowing, flowing knowing. The powerful meditation leads to an accumulation of an emanation that transforms creation. That's good for now. It's all a form of grace, isn't it? Universe teaching us exactly what we need every moment. It's like that first grade book we started learning reading with, right? Stop, look, listen. We'll see, spot, run. We'll forget about that. But stop, look, and listen. Then your soul will glisten. How about that? Just radiating out, divinely aligned. Who can mess with you now? If money is a problem, make your problem not your focus. Right? Make your problem not your focus. Don't focus on your problem. Maybe deal with your problem and then focus on what you want, right? That will attract sets up an attractor field for that. If we're setting up the negative deflector, if we're pushing against the thing, what resists persists, right? So not good, very bad. So we want to go to this hocus pocus, where's your focus kind of locus, right? So we're strong intention with strong attention. And so the good news with meditation is we can kind of go up and down, kind of go in and out of it. We kind of bring it with us up to the top, and then we take it back down. We rise and we flow with these giant waveforms, right? My cat used to purr in B flat, and it turns out that 57 octaves below middle C, the center of the galaxy is sending out a B flat, right? Mighty B flat. I think this might be more like B, actually. Let's turn this one off. This is the key of B. It's kind of nice, isn't it? It's a little less tense than C. The Beatles used to tune down. And look what happened. Just that subtle, take the edge off the sound, and we drop into 432, closer to the actual frequency that plants grow to. So let's just feel that delicious frequency that allows your DNA to come out to the edge of your cells. The opposite of fight, flight, the opposite of contraction. We want expansion. The universe is expanding. Why not us? The expansion is always a little bit more than the contraction. I think that's what we would call the carbon cycle, right? Growth, evolution. You're getting smarter. Hopefully. The heart is very smart. We're usually using the wrong part, right? We're kind of like trying to run it up here. And, it's a supercomputer, yes, but this is nuclear power plant. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nisprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase Niralambaya Tejase Nice deep breath. I find it very useful to just suck in air every once in a while. Just like, if you pull it in too much with an open mouth, it's too fast. It's too much in the upper lungs. That doesn't really work. So you tube it more like, fill up as much as you can go and just hold it for a minute or a couple of seconds actually, and then if you took an electromagnetic picture of you doing that, you would expand in the picture, right? Your field would strengthen. Oxygen is mighty. Prana is a mighty force. Let's try another one. huge waveforms of the breath are very good for the mind and relaxation. Remember the broken up waves of the earth trying to get through the concrete, get through the metal. This is where the earth is in pain, relatively speaking. This is where wars break out, right? People are agitated. There's clash, right? Because the earth is stuck. When you have stuckness, you have blockage, you have congestion, you have inflammation and infection, which leads to infestation. The looting begins. So we want to undo this. We want to go backwards. Backwards from the infestation, infection, inflammation, congestion, blockage, back to the source of the stagnant energy and release it. So here's a nice strong intention for everyone. I'm a professional healer. I do this all day, full time. Everyone is a healer ultimately. I just happen to do this all day. So you acquire a certain kind of dong for it, right? It's like you're catching me in the middle of a Mars, Venus, Uranus conjunction in my chart. It's the end of July, so it's a strong beam for me. I could say this is my strongest waveform in the year. It's right about now, at least from an astrological point of view. But hey, we're beyond astrology. But astrology is still operating, right? What is astrology if you're thinking it's kind of crazy stuff? Do not underestimate the force of the planets, is all I can say. Do not underestimate the planets. Right now, we've got Pluto conjunct Jupiter. You could say that Jupiter is the magnification power that's expanding this transformative of Pluto, this subterranean, subconscious thing that's rising up, right? This Plutonian energy. Just take a look at the news. Pluto is everywhere, right? Barking his head off. And you could say, well, maybe Jupiter is good for Pluto, right? Jupiter is expanding, might resolve some stuff, yes. But that's what's going on, right? Massive resolution is occurring. Plus we have Saturn, which went into Sag for a while, into Aquarius for a while. We thought we were coming out of this thing. And then it went retrograde again, and so back to the quarantine we go. So know that this is highly astrological, what's going on. Whenever there's a pandemic, there's a Saturn-Pluto thing which already occurred. So worry not, this too will pass. Each planetary motion, each planetary movement is highly necessary for the fullness of all things, right? It's part of it all. So we just surrender to the planets, surrender to God, surrender to the universe, surrender to the forces. Just by surrendering, we go into this parasympathetic, very relaxed, open, fearless, loving place. The opposite of contraction, fear, tension. We don't want that, right? So run the vector of expansion. And the more we find the love, right? The more unconditional the love, nothing can block it, so that you won't experience pain, right? Because pain is when your love is blocked. Oh, that hurts. Oh, no, somebody doesn't love us anymore. No, we don't love ourselves. No, they told us we couldn't do that, and we love to do that. No. Love wants to just blast the barriers. So go for it. Blast those barriers. You're the love machine, right? You're the pure I am consciousness. You're God in a body. You are the supreme I am command in the glands. Oh. We're approaching our what is almost the 44th minute of our broadcast, and usually the blood takes 44 minutes to do a full cycle. So let's say we're properly injected with Shakti, we're properly full of this meditative accumulation energy. Just feel that we've been storing up the juice now for 44 minutes, where the Atlantic meets the Pacific, where your blood comes back around from where we started, full cycle, happy blood. What does the blood like to do? Well, what we were talking about earlier, the spiraling vortical energy. You want clockwise, happy blood, clockwise, spiraling blood. And how do we get that? Think vertical. Activate it. Your supercomputer is going to do whatever you tell it to do, basically, right? That's what words are. They're program command. Your word is your wand, says Florence Shin. I love that. It's the name of one of her books. The word is your wand, and you are the dervish, right? So whatever you say, it's the way it's going to be. Language is the land gauge, right? We reference from, with, use. Tools of creation. Thoughts, words, deeds, feelings, emotions, desires, all driving your show. We just want to make sure that this centrifugal energy, this part of you that's running away from yourself, that we transcend this part by going to the deep self, right? Because the deep self is beyond the polarities. And the universe is a polarity. This is a digital universe from that point of view. It's blinking on and off, and it's, right, open, close, weak, strong, yes, no, left, right. It's digital, right? You are analog, but it's digital. So what does that mean? You're analog. It's like in recording, that means it's the purest acoustic sound. There's no digital problem, right? No distortion. So you're the pure analog divine waveform. And the longer you could make your waveform, well, that would be good for tall people, but the longer you can make your waveform energetically, psychically, spiritually with your heart, this goes out, links to larger waveforms, and that's called resonance, right? That's why music sounds good. When it hits that clashing note, it creates a tension that has to be resolved. And so that resolution is the bliss we feel when we solve a problem, right? Suddenly the tension is, those two clashing notes give way to harmony, and you literally feel an expansion in your body. Strong waveform indeed. Yes, Malaika, thank you. Strong waveforms. People getting sick, I don't know, they're eating like chippity chop. It's like hash browns, not gonna work, right? That's spam stuff. No spam, right? Well, real deal. Big waves, right? Earth waves, solar waves, galactic waves. These yogis that have magical powers, they're not messing around with small stuff. So we align with the larger wave, nesting in the heart, infinite fractal attractor of your inner actor, benefactor. How about that? Benefacto, right? To make good. For goodness' sake. Why not? Just do it for goodness' sake. That'll be good. Breathing, coming back to the breath. Meditation is a cyclical thing, right? We come to attention, we focus, we notice our breath, we experience the self, and then we float off somewhere, and then up, pull in that kite again, bring it back. If you say, oh, Sudama, I'm always floating off somewhere, I'm like, actually that's good, because it means you're resolving something. Something is releasing, right? When people fall asleep watching someone give a talk or some wisdom coming to you from YouTube, or it's usually you conk out because you're processing it, right? Deep down, it's like, whoa, right? But if you already know the stuff, right, you can teach it, right? It's like happening, it's coming out of you, it's not pulling you inside. So again, we come back to this cycle of noticing that you're noticing. It's better than a mantra. I've been doing mantras for 40 years. I love mantras. They're great for all sorts of things. But what's the problem with the mantra? It doesn't mean anything usually. Or if it does, you don't know what it means. Or if you do know what it means, you're in training into that, and that's good. But if you notice that you're noticing, you don't need that tool, right? It gets you to this place where you can notice that you're noticing. And then you're in the deep self. I personally believe this is highly preferable to spending time, practicing your piano. Just play your piano. Be that music, right? You are the mantra. Now let's look at what that means for a minute. This is profound, right? This is a Shiva Sutra, right? The mind is the mantra. Okay, hardly anyone I know knows what that means. There's a few gurus that do, but let's see if we can unpack this. I think I know what this means. Well, let's give it a shot. So what does that mean? The mind is the mantra. So it's good to know another Sanskrit word. It's called spanda, which is this pulse wave of pure desire that comes out of us before we even register what we're desiring. Right, it's what St. Francis says, you're seeking that which is seeking. So the seeking self, right, is out there looking for itself, and like a flashlight, that's kind of difficult, right? It's like shining the beam somewhere, and meanwhile, you're the projector. So the mind is the mantra, meaning your mind is a vibration, and when you use a mantra to literally equal with the mind, right? You vibrate that mind with the mantra, then the mantra disappears and you are that mantra vibrating. So consider that. What does it mean to be the vibrating mantra? Let's feel it. You are a spanda vibration, you're vibrating, right? You don't know what it is, maybe, I don't know what we're just vibrating. It's like, whoa, we're vibrating, we're spinning. So we notice this. When you feel your body, it's vibrating. When you feel your mind, it's vibrating. And then this, you could say, the more harmonious the waveform, the better you feel. Right? Control operators they operate at 45 hertz. It's like they're landing 6 planes, and they're probably the most focused people on the planet, hopefully, because they can pull it off, right? That there is this, it would seem like a highly stressful frequency, but in fact, there's like a little nest up there where you pop into that place and you're like Superman. But for average bear, we vibrate in coffee drinking mode around 15 hertz. And that hurts, right? That's a painful place. Oh, coffee mode, we love coffee, but you know what I'm saying. So we drop down deeper into that pain-free zone, right? Pain-free zone. That's really what it is. Dukkha means broken axle in Sanskrit. It means pain. That's what the Buddha says. This world is dukkha, right? So he gives you a technology, the Eightfold Path, to deal with it. So we're dealing with our dukkha, right? We're dropping down, melting the dukkha, melting the stuck, the 3D dimensional box world. Oh, it's difficult at this level, right? So, sort of like melt through the walls, melt through the floor, melt into the deep zone. It's like your command center, right? As Captain Kirk is sitting in that particular seat of power, right? Whoever's in the White House is sitting in the magician position. Actually, the designers of Washington D.C., L'Enfant, and the Masonic builders have all these avenues that point right to the White House door. Did you know that? It's a particular geometry of power. So let's say you are the president of the United States of Love, and you're living in your own White House. So we're just going to drop into that power. Just feel that. You are the menu operator, the chooser, the decider. You do have free will in that regard, right? Even though you're swimming in a river that's going out of your control, you can still swim sideways, north, south, go underwater for a while, right? You can do all these things within the flow of destiny. So that's good, right? You have this power. Oh, what a relief. Just feeling your power, very subtle. You're made out of love, so you have this power of love to melt through the walls, teleport beyond this galaxy in your starship of infiniteness. It's interesting, on the deck of the starship, we have all the aspects of the mind are there, right? You have the logical guy, Mr. Spock, right? You have the captain who's prone to being a little hot-headed maybe, but he's a powerful leader. And then you have all the folks operating the ship, right? The aspects of your being, your liver, your gallbladder. Let's talk to these guys for a minute. This isn't a normal meditation, by the way. This is healing empowerment from the point of view of when we access some of these realities and focus on them, you can empower yourselves in all kinds of wonderful ways and heal yourself so that when you're meditating, wherever and however you do that, some of the work we've done today will bear fruit. That's the idea, right? This is like a workshop. So just drop in again inside, the command center. Let's say we're going to link together the 5 nervous systems. We started working with that. We got up to the autonomic system. We're balancing the fight-flight, temperature settings. You want to be cool, right? You want to be hot. Whatever you want. Triple warmer, invisible organ of the heart will balance your brain with your heart and your gut brain. That balances with your pericardium. We were talking about this cardoid sheath around the heart. Right? And then in the autonomic brain, we have the electrolytes, the sodium, the potassium, the chlorine molecule. Balancing the electrolytes. People, how are you doing that, Sudama? You're just saying it? Yep, right? By declaration, it's a kind of yoga, right? We declare, we speak the truth to the situation, and the situation resonates with that truth, because it is already pure vibration. So we can transform the nation with our word amalgamation. How about that? There's so much power in the word. Your subconscious mind is like a horse just waiting for the rider. Seriously, right? Your subconscious mind is at your command. It's a good dog waiting for a bone. So let's throw that bone to that dog. So what do you want? Let's program your brain for what you want. Why not, right? Especially when we've been in this mode for a while, you can sort of sprinkle it into the soup, right? Cook it up. Cook up your future. Just let the peace wash through. We're bringing these waveforms to more theta wave, in harmony with the earth, with the Schumann resonance. I truly believe that if you inject into your thought stream, into your desire matrix, whatever you want at this deeper level, just watch how it comes around the corner tomorrow. If you want to be a billionaire, well, you might have to wait. But you already are a billionaire, actually. Just because some bozo has billions on the outside, so what, right? He can't take it with him. But if you have it on the inside, you've got it for lifetimes. So let's say be the billionaire that you want to be, if that's what you want to be, but understand it. It's not about the cash, right? Abundance is an infinite source extraction. Right? There's a story of Bhagavan Nityananda. It's my guru's guru, but he's the Avadhut, meaning this amazing self-realized soul, lived in South India. And he was building an ashram, and the magistrate of the nearby town was wondering, where is this sadhu guy getting all the money to pay all the workers? So they approached him one day, and he said, oh, you want to see where I get my money? Okay, come with me. So he took him into the jungle, into the swamp, took a stick and propped an alligator's jaw open. He started pulling cash out of the alligator's mouth and throwing it at the magistrate and his people and saying, here's where I get the money. Here, you want the money? And they all fled into the jungle. You don't mess with Bhagavan Nityananda, right? Somebody tried to poison him, that person dropped dead. So it is. So you too can be like Bhagavan, right? Maybe next lifetime, but no, maybe this lifetime if you work at it, right? If we Aham Brahmasmi, if we understand this Vedic utterance, the Mahavakya, that you are the transcendental reality. You're the supreme reality. I could just keep telling you that all day long, and you'd probably enjoy hearing that. Because I know I never get tired of hearing that we're made out of the supreme reality. Oh. Hello, supreme ones. Greetings. Just breathing into your greatness, into your wonderfulness. Speaking of Ma, the Earth Mother, we're aligning with the Earth Mother. That's right, there's the train, if you heard that. Aligning with the Earth Mother. Feel that grace, feel that gravity, feel that love of the Earth Mother. So I can't imagine there's anything wrong with you now if you've been here for the past hour. So we don't need to do any more healing. But if you join late and you're like, oh, I have some issue, and you want to type it, I might be able to read it. And got my glasses. So if there's anything you want me to zap you with, or this group to zap you with, we have some very steady meditators that tune in every week here. Hello, New Jersey. Hi, Jada. Jada's 6 years old. I'm just feeling the love. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything wrong with anyone. That's good. A little music. We were invoking Bhagwan Nityananda. Jaya Guru Nityananda Tumaho Maha. Jaya Guru Nityananda Tumaho Maha. Jaya Rakshakaro Bhagavan, Rakshakaro Bhagavan, Om Bhagavan, Om Bhagavan, Jaya Guru Nityananda Tumaho Maha. Sharanare Kumare Shakaro Bhagavan. Jaya Guru Nityananda Tumaho Sharanare Ram Kumare Rakshakaro Bhagavan Rakshakaro Bhagavan Om Bhagavan Om Bhagavan Jaya Guru Nityananda Tumaho Sharanam Ram Kumar Rakshakaru Bhagavan Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Thank you everyone for being here today. I've been doing this every Tuesday at 4:30 now since this COVID reality kicked in. And I'm doing the Well Set meditation on Mondays at 5, and I double it up with the Facebook as well. So 2 meditations in a row every week. Fun. I'm enjoying it. Hope you are. And thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you soon. Namaste. Website sudama.com, all kinds of goodies there.